Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be back. I hope you enjoyed having our CEO Justin with us yesterday. But I'm also happy to have our MLB manager back. Always love hearing his opinions. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to be back. I'm ready to talk some NBA and MLB with everybody.
Absolutely. Caleb and I are working this slate. We're on a little bit earlier than usual today, but we have a good feel and we wanted to get out the content as early as possible.
hmm
But as usual, we will start with the NBA slate in the $1 jackpot where we have most points. And we have Victor Oladipo, who has been ruled out. Make sure you do not pick him. Kemba Walker, Torian Prince, and JJ Redick. This one really stood out to me with Oladipo out. And then Charlotte's letting their young guys get some run. So I don't like Kemba Walker here either, which leads us to Torian Prince and JJ Redick. Um, First things first, I'm going to advise those who multi-enter that you want both Torian Prince and JJ Redick. But I really like Prince's upside. He's been playing mid-30s in minutes. Philly should blow him out, and Atlanta has no reason to just let Prince show his thing. So I'm probably going all in on Prince, but I see the upside from Redick as well. What about you, Caleb?
yeah, I like what you said about Kimba kind of being off of him with some of the new guys getting run. That's definitely a big part. A lot of people will probably just pick Kimba just because his name. I do like the Prince call. I think he's very he's risky in a sense just because he does have really high up and down games. But like you said, he's going to get his minutes no matter what, and he's going to get that volume in shots, which is what you're looking for here. Reddick as well. If that game does happen to stay close, I think Reddick could definitely outscore him. But like Corey said, definitely multi-enter these two and get both of them.
Yeah, a lot of upside for both. I don't think Kemba's going to win this one. Just he won't get enough minutes. So yeah. For the next category, we have most rebounds between Sabonis, Dedmon, Ben Simmons, who is questionable right now. Don't have any word on that. I'll assume he plays, but again, we are waiting for that. He's a little bit sick. And then we also have Willie Hernan-Gomez, which brings me to the point of Charlotte resting their players. He's going to get a lot of minutes. He's projected 24, which is, against Indiana, is the hefty minutes total. I like him, Sabonis, and Dedmon all here. I think they all get plenty of run. Don't have a clear-cut favorite. I wouldn't be surprised if Hernan Gomez won. Sabonis can grab like 10 rebounds in 10 minutes of
Yeah.
play, is why I kind of like him. But what about you?
I definitely like Sabonis. I think Turner is going to play tonight, so it does take a little bit away from him. But Ben Simmons, if he does end up playing, I think I'm going to like him too. I think he's still going to have a good floor of rebounds, even if that game is a blowout. He's still going to get his, and he's still going to have a good floor of rebounds. I think you should definitely get a little bit of exposure to him if he does end up playing, if he's confirmed playing. So keep an eye on that. But for me, I think I like Sabonis too. He's got plenty of upside. He does have the ability to put up some just crazy games out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and go off in a quick matter of time. He's a fun guy to watch. I like Sabonis. Hernan Gomez and Dedmon, I would definitely pick them if I was multi-entering though. But for me, it's either Sabonis or Simmons if he plays.
Yeah, definitely makes sense, and I agree. For most assists, we have Kemba Walker. Again, those minutes just aren't high enough for me. Darren Collison kind of got the same issue going. Let me see how many minutes we got Collison projected for today. 25, not too much. But I mean, it could be enough. Dario Saric, not a big assist guy, and Isaiah Taylor. This one comes down to Darren Collison and Isaiah Taylor to me. I think Isaiah Taylor gets a little bit more run than Collison would in this. Just because Atlanta's letting their young guys go, but we have them projected about the same. In the end, this game could turn into a blowout over Charlotte, which is why Isaiah Taylor's going to get a bunch of minutes regardless. I kind of want to give him the edge here, but I could see why Collison's got the appeal. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm with you on. I'm out on Saric. I don't really know why he's in here, especially as a third option is averaging just over 2 a game. But for me, I think it would definitely probably be either Collison or Taylor. That backcourt will have plenty of time for Taylor to run, and he does have lots of upside, especially in the backcourt for him with some of the young guys just being readily available with himself. For me, it'd probably be Taylor. I do think definitely Collison should get some love if you're going to multi-enter though.
Yeah. What I really like here is we have two guys who we like a lot for each category, which makes this a lot easier than what we had going. So yeah, we can eliminate them, which is really nice. And then for next, we'll jump into MLB, where we have the $1 jackpot, where we have most hits between Mookie Betts, Manny Machado, Ender Inciarte, and Giancarlo Stanton. We got some guys in tough matchups here.
Yeah.
What do you like here?
Yeah, these are definitely they're a little bit tougher matchups. You got Severino and Sale going in Boston. That's a very tough matchup for those hitters there tonight. That could very well be a 1-0 ball game, 2-1 ball game, something like that. I do want to give a little bit of love to Machado here. He's got a little bit easier of a pitcher. Um, and then Ender Inciarte is going to be going against Strasburg as well. That's a pretty overpowering matchup for him. Strasburg is actually considerably worse when it's really, really, really warm out. And so today it's actually pretty mild out. So actually he should have a good game, in my opinion. For me, I think I'm going to stay away from the guys in Boston here. And I'm just going to go with Machado and Inciarte. But Machado would be my favorite here. I think Machado's definitely a guy who's been surging at the plate lately. He's got a great approach to begin the season, and he's playing at a very good level right now. I think he's definitely the favorite for me.
Absolutely, 100% agree on the Machado pick. Bets for Severino, Giancarlo, who is not seeing the baseball at all right now, versus Sale, Ender Inciarte versus Strasburg, and then you're left with Machado, who's facing Aaron Sanchez. He's already given up 13 hits on the year. Don't see why Machado can't get some more. He's batting that 2-hole. Should get a good 4 bats. Hopefully 5 of my O's can do their thing. But yeah, love the Machado pick. I think that one's kind of easy for this category. For most RBIs, we have Freddie Freeman, Yoenis Cespedes, Hanley Ramirez, and Aaron Judge. And right away we have 3 guys in that tough matchup again, and then one in an easier one. Do you like Cespedes here the most?
I do, but I still think you can give a little bit of love to Freddie Freeman here. I think that if anyone would touch Strasburg tonight, it would probably be Freeman from the left side. I think he has a good chance. He has a good chance to knock a couple guys in, but I don't think there's gonna be too many guys on for him to knock in, perhaps against Strasburg. Now Cespedes definitely has the weaker matchup of all of them against DeGrom, and DeGrom actually has a really, really bad umpire in Miami tonight. So that could affect him quite a bit and could impact the game, getting some extra base runners on and stuff like that, allowing for Cespedes to knock, or could get Cespedes some extra guys in. So there's some more guys could be on base in that game. So Cespedes would be my favorite here, and I'm definitely going to stay away from the New York and Boston guys again.
Yeah. The thing you brought up about Freddie Freeman having guys to knock in on base is what worries me there. I really like New York, the Mets going against a lefty. Mets have been on fire. And Cespedes last year, 321 ISO, 366 XWOBA. I don't know. He's got a Caleb Smith, whoever that is, some rookie pitcher that Marlins called up. He had a good first start, but he was shaky his last one. So I mean, I just think he'll have the guys on base the most, which gives him a little more upside there, personally. And for most total bases, we have Bryce Harper, Didi Gregorius, Adam Jones, and JD Martinez. They like to stick with this, Nationals game and Yankees Red Sox game. Does anything stand out to you?
Yeah, it's tough to, like I said, it's really tough to go back to those guys in the Boston game. Total bases is interesting. I think that if Didi was at home, I would consider him a little bit more, but it's just a really tough matchup for him against a lefty. That's just atrocious. Now JD, I guess you could pick on him to hope he hits a home run, but also he's facing a right-hander and he's a lot better against those lefties. For me, I would look to Harper or Jones. Harper's been getting walked basically like 75% of the time. So he is going to be getting on base that way. So necessarily, I don't know if the upside is entirely there for him, but it's definitely still there. And then Adam Jones, he's going against probably the weakest pitcher of them all, against Sanchez. And Sanchez was actually, I think, worse to right-handers last year. So you can still pick those right-handers against him just fine. So for me, I would stick with Harper or Jones.
Yeah. Again, love the calls. I was only thinking Harper for what you brought up with was walks. They're just not pitching to him last night. Tehran last night knew about his BVP and just did not pitch to Harper. I don't see any reason why Fulton Evich would do that either. But yeah, I mean, you got some guys with tough matchups. Jones is in a good one. He's kind of home run or bust usually, which kind of sucks for most total bases, unless he does get a hold of one. But I mean, you got Harper probably guaranteed 2 bases here. Yeah. Just think it's a safer option. And sticking in that same game, we have Strasburg for K's tonight. What are you thinking?
I think he definitely has a really good game tonight. I think he has a chance to be one of the higher scoring pitchers on the slate and record one of the higher strikeout totals. Atlanta's been really hot to start the year, like absurdly hot. Like they've all been batting close to 500. They've had some rookies batting in the top, leading MLB in batting average, stuff like that. So they're going to regress. They're going to come back down a little bit. And tonight, Strasburg draws a good matchup against them, and he also has a good umpire in his favor tonight that should get him some extra calls, which is pretty big for a guy who throws 5 different pitches in 5 different places.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm definitely going to give him a floor of about 7 to 8 strikeouts, but I wouldn't be afraid to give him double digits around 10 or 11 tonight. For me, I'll probably push around, probably around 9 or 10 would probably be where I'm going to sit at, probably 10.
Yeah. So our K prediction's at 8 tonight, which isn't too surprising given how Strasburg's had kind of lower end Ks. But the good thing is Dave Martinez has let him go deep into games. His pitch count has been 92 and 99 this year. If he's dealing against Atlanta at home, he'll let him go, just like he let Scherzer go last night. I like 8 to 9 tonight. I think it's a fair guess. Like Caleb said, I really think this Atlanta team regresses. If you look at it, it's kind of interesting because the guys who are doing all the damage are batters 5 through 8, which is just unheard of. So it really wouldn't surprise me if he has a good game tonight. I think 8 to 9 is a good call. I like the floor of 7 that Caleb mentioned there.
Sure. I think the one thing that I would mention with Atlanta too is they just got back from a series at Coors Field, and last night they got a complete game shutout by Max Scherzer. I mean, obviously Scherzer could have done that even without them coming back from Coors, but that could impact them, going from a huge hitter-friendly park to playing on the road in Washington. So the bats might not be there again tonight. They could be cold again. So I think that's another reason that you could give Strasburg a little extra upside.
Absolutely. For the $2 progressive, we begin with hits between Howie Kendrick, who is questionable. Something to monitor. I hadn't seen anything on that, but definitely something to keep track of there. Starlin Castro against DeGrom, tough matchup. Scooter Gennett against our boy Aaron Nola, and Trey Mancini. I kind of like the reverse splits with Trey Mancini here myself. He doesn't hit lefties well, but he really gets a hold of righties. He'll be probably leading off. I don't know. I think he's got the most upside here. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's an easy call. You nailed it. He's definitely going to have the most upside here. Because he smacks righties around, and Sanchez was actually I think he was considerably worse to righties last year. So that's another thing that is hugely in his favor. And if he bats in the leadoff spot tonight, that just gives him even more upside. That's especially at the leadoff spot, looking for hits. The extra at bat is worth so much more. So definitely consider him as the favorite here. I think Corey nailed it.
For most RBIs, we have Justin Smoke, Travis d'Arnaud, Adam Duvall, and Cesar Hernandez. For me, this one's actually also pretty easy. The only weakness Andrew Cashner has, other than not throwing strikeouts, is to lefties. And, Justin Smoke's a lefty sitting there right in the middle of the order. It wouldn't be surprised if he got a hold of one tonight, although I don't think Cashner gets touched up too bad, but I kind of like Smoke to at least get 1, maybe 2 RBIs here.
Yeah, I think it's Smoke here. Cashner has already been really, really bad to start the year. He's not striking guys out. He's already allowed a couple homers to lefties, I believe. Smoke would be my easy favorite here. I don't like picking on Duvall against Nola, and Cesar Hernandez is not a guy you're going to target for RBI totals. d'Arnaud would be a huge punt, in my opinion, but Smoke is the clear-cut favorite for us.
Yeah. It's nice to have a few easy categories to start this off. For most runs scored, we have Michael Conforto, Abdul Herrera, Eduardo Nunez, and Anthony Rendon. This one's interesting to me. Justin brought up a great point last night, and the odds of winning the progressive are not that high. That's why the jackpot is that high. But if we're gonna do it, you gotta have to go for those correlation plays. And our favorite guy to knock in, get some RBIs was Cespedes, and Conforto is gonna bat in front of Cespedes. So I think if you are going Cespedes there, Conforto is gonna be your guy. The only other guy I see some upside with is Abdul Herrera if he makes his way back into that lineup against Homer Bailey.
Yeah.
But the correlation play, I kind of like Conforto. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think I'm definitely going to go Conforto if I went Cespedes already, because that would just be the clear-cut game flow option there, which just makes it so much easier for things to go in your favor. Definitely give Odubel Herrera some consideration though if you're multi-earning, just because he gets a nice spot in the lineup when he does start, and he usually bats in the top like third or 3 or 4 hole. So if he's back up there again, I think he has some opportunity to score a couple runs off of Bailey too. But Conforto is definitely the optimal play if you already picked Cespedes.
Yeah, I'm definitely go with the correlation plays there. And the last thing we'll touch on, this one's tough. Chris Sale's strikeouts against the New York Yankees. What's your guess here?
Don't tell me what the strikeout total is, but I would assume it's really close to double digits still. The Yankees are still going to strike out quite a bit. Now, whether or not he strikes out 10 or 12 and also allows, a solo home run to Giancarlo Stanton or not is beyond me, but I still think he probably gets close to that double digit range. I think you got to set him for a floor of 9.
So I got some BBP pulled up right here. And the Yankees have stepped to the plate. Well, the current Yankees had to face them, stepped to the plate 97 times. And they have struck out 36 of those times. That's a rate of 37%. That's absolutely absurd. We know Chris Sale is incredible, but that is pretty crazy. 37%. Let's say he goes 8 innings, I guess. And that's 24 outs. I mean, that would put him at around 10 Ks. And that's if he does his usual thing. I like the floor of 9. Our K predictor actually has him, I think, exactly at 9.
Sweet.
Where is he? Yeah, 9. So I like the call. I was gonna say 9 to 10. Because I don't think he goes the whole game here. Which limits it a little bit. His pitch count's been getting high in early innings. He's only gone 5 and 6 innings this season against 2 subpar teams in Miami and Tampa. But the Ks are still there. 7.5 per game. Gets a weak lineup. Got some injuries. I like 9 to 10. Maybe even 8 to 10 if you're feeling a little safer and multi-entering. That'll be it for today's Boom Show. Caleb and I will be over at DFI doing MLB stuff today. Also got the NBA content out as usual. But good luck on this slate, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good luck, everyone. Have a good one.